You know what's funny? We base all these theories, like other universe, like parallel universes and stuff like that, off of infinity. Because theoretically speaking, if there were an infinite number of universes, then you can live out every possible scenario. You can live out the scenario where everything happened exactly the same, except I didn't drop my cell phone on that particular day in this universe. It could be entirely different.
There's
you know
just
what I mean?
one like
so
tiny detail change, and that's the other universe.
So our theory is that it could just go on literally forever, infinity. But the thing is, we have no actual way of knowing if infinity actually exists.
Think of this. What if
we think the space
is
infinite.
Hold on.
I didn't even finish my thought, dude.
Because I'm about ready to lose mine. Like this train.
Well, then hold your finger out. It literally helps you catch the thought. It's super weird. But, like, we don't even know if infinity is real. And we base all this stuff off of it. We think the universe is, or we like to say that the universe might be infinite. But, as far as we know, everything that we see, everything that we feel, smell, hear, everything like that has a beginning and an end. So, why shouldn't the bigger picture altogether? That's just kind of one of the bigger questions I think about. I'm done.
Okay, so, what if we can never find alternate dimensions? Because, based on your infinite theory of dimensions that you just gave me, what if every day you're traveling to a different dimension?
Wait,
but it's just...
It's like every time you wake up, you're in a different dimension, but you don't know it?
Yeah, and it's just like all these infinite possibilities of dimensions, and it's just your normal average day, just tiny details are changed or flipped.
So if every time you sleep, then theoretically you change universes, then...
And that's why we need sleep, and that's why people that don't get enough sleep end up going like,
okay,
shit.
But what makes death so much more significant? Because if you think about it, death is just a more intense version of sleep.
Maybe
like, what is that?
Maybe death is just a different dimension, and that's what we perceive as heaven, hell, and all these other ideas. You hit a different dimension. That's why no one ever knows what it is.
But that's, again, jumping on the theory that we have such things as souls and spirits and, like, other bodies or whatever you want to call it that go into the other dimension.
No, it's our physical body, just like all those movies that make portals, and it's your physical body going every day. And it's your mind recalculating to the different...
After we die, why is our body still on Earth? If we physically go there, why is it still here?
Maybe it just takes time. Like, you gotta wait for your body to rot with it.
But then your skeleton's left behind and everything else goes there.
Your skeleton rots too, dude. It just takes longer.
It really doesn't. Your bones don't rot.
Bones rot, dude.
No, they really don't.
Yeah.
They may rot, like, over hundreds and hundreds of years, but even then, they don't disintegrate.
They do.
They don't.
You look it up, dude.
They don't.
It does happen.
They don't.
Yeah.
I promise you. So where are we then, if they do disintegrate, and all of our bodies go to the next dimension, or whatever?
I think it'd probably just be a dream state, or just, you wouldn't realize it. You wouldn't realize you were dead. It's kind of like those times where you don't realize you're dreaming.
Where...
And then you wake up and it's like, I didn't have a dream.
Where are the parts of our body that are not there? Like, where, if my skin melted and is no longer a part of the earth and is gone as you know it, as this universe knows it, where is it just my skin existing in the other universe, and then it slowly builds all of me into the other universe? And if so, can I feel that?
I'm not obligated to say, but yeah, in that kind of sense, it would
that doesn't make any sense.
Would transition.
Because I would be able to feel that, or somebody would see or have evidence in this universe of that happening, just skin randomly turning up, then an arm. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta imagine my way that I see it. It's like when you go to bed, you didn't have a dream. You just automatically woke up.
I'm asking
and
your
it's like no time
physical, my hand, the materials of
my
hand.
Nothing disappears. It's just like you're waking up.
I know, but where is it moved?
No time has passed.
I don't think you understand my question.
It didn't go anywhere. It's still you. You didn't realize anything happened. No one knows that anything happened.
I know. But if my hand disintegrates in my coffin, then it's no longer
You're not
in
dead.
this universe. If I'm dead. I'm talking about death. In death.
No, I'm saying you're not really dead. It's like when you die, it's just going to bed.
Okay, I understand what
And
you're
then you
saying.
just-
I understand what
nothing
you're
happens
saying.
to you.
But then you really don't understand my question. It's not where your thought or your mind or you yourself go. It's the literal pieces of your body. The literal pieces of your body.
It's
Where
like
do they
you're just
go?
shedding your skin.
Yeah, but do
just
they
in a full
appear
amount.
in the other universe suddenly? Or are they just disappeared from existence
They're just gone.
before the time
They're
that
not
everything disappears?
They're not with you. You're not in the same universe as it.
So where is it? In another universe?
Yeah, it's in the other universe.
Then how come we haven't found evidence of random shit appearing
Because
in another
we can't
universe?
go back in another universe.
No, in our universe. Because by your theory, this happens in all universes.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So
we would have found evidence of that
way,
happening.
Hold on. In the way that I'm thinking is we're all moving at the same rate going through the different universes. Some might be a couple hours behind and come back and be with us because you gotta sleep. And so we don't really, as soon as we do that, we don't really have any evidence. Because we can't go back in time to gather anything. It's just gone. Just like anything else.
No, I know that.
That just gone. It's just disappears.
I know that, but how does nobody... This entire Earth is populated with 7 billion people and growing. How has not one person seen anything strange like that?
Because maybe our brain just consciously keeps us calm and doesn't notice the tiny things.
The human mind is paranoid as fuck naturally. Think about our instincts. If you were to do this right now, I would flinch. That's my instinct, because my mind is naturally subconsciously paranoid and ready for danger, whether I'm tense or not. That's just how the human mind is programmed.
That is how the human mind is programmed. All I'm saying is your brain is not noticing the tiny details.
But why?
It doesn't care about them.
It
Just
should.
like,
Because it cares about everything else.
When you get up, when you do repetition, everything is repetition. You slowly stop caring. You work the same job forever, you slowly stop caring about
But you
things.
notice, that doesn't mean you don't notice changes.
But it does, because you're not looking for changes.
Yeah, you are. In fact, you're expecting a change. If you want things to change, if things have been repetitive, then you're looking for a change. That's when people would most expect it and most notice it.
You don't ever find it. Do you ever find change when you're looking for change?
Yes.
How?
By making change.
That's by forcing it. This is natural.
Yeah, but
you can't force this. This is natural.
Okay.
You don't get a choice.
Why is our brain only calm or ignorant, is a better word, to that specific thing? We notice everything else around us. Without even thinking about it. We just notice shit. And so how are we blind to that one piece of evidence that would prove this theory?
Because we're honestly ignorant, tunnel vision people at heart.
Heart, but not mind.
It's the same.
The mind is more powerful. Mind over matter.
Hold on, dude. Jesus, you missed the whole meaning. It's not your actual in your heart. It's in your mind, dude.
No, I know what I'm saying, but you're saying I realize it's not literally in your heart. That's what I mean. That's not what I mean.
It's your okay. So a better way to describe
it's your emotions.
It's your emotions.
I'm talking about critical thinking, your natural processing, powerful brain, the natural complex human mind.
So when you're driving, are you looking for tiny changes everywhere?
You're not looking, but you're paying attention, so you would notice if something was out of place. I would notice a car on the side of the road. But I'm not expecting to see a car on the side of the road. I just see it, and I notice, hey, that's out of place.
But that's a big object to see there.
Yeah, but even if a sign was out of place or something.
You're not going to notice a tiny detail there's an extra cloud in the sky.
Well, no, but that's not a thing.
It is a thing.
The clouds change.
Exactly.
That's way too simple of an analogy to use. That's way too vague.
But you can't just base something off of something as simple as seeing a car on the side of the road. What are you looking for?
You're not looking for anything. You're paying attention to the road. So even though your tunnel vision is set on the road, then you notice something off to the side.
What are you looking for that's different? How do you even know?
You're not. That's my point.
But how can you tell it's a different dimension?
What?
How can you tell it's a different dimension then?
It's not. That is not what we're
That
arguing
is what
about.
we're arguing about.
No, we're arguing about where the evidence goes where that extra piece of skin goes after it's disintegrate. No.
It's back in the other universe. We have no way to get back to it.
Why would...
Everyone is traveling forward at the same time.
But think about this. If there is another universe, then it abides by those laws as well, which means that somebody's skin in another universe has to end up here.
But this is what it means. This is what it happens. This is... You talked about an infinite number of universes. I'm basing this theory off of there's an infinite possibility. So you can just be living different days, but there's actually... We call them days, but it's actually just different universes.
I understand that.
And then...
I'm asking you, what is death? That's the big question I asked you. Then what is so significant about death? What makes death the big thing that suddenly you don't wake up? Like maybe, you've gone to sleep for millions of times.
What I'm arguing is we don't know if you wake up.
We know you don't wake up. Because your bones and your body literally disintegrates. You can't wake up. That's the thing. You can't wake up.
That's not what I'm arguing, though.
That's what you just told me.
Listen, Jesus Christ.
I'm listening.
No.
You're contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm saying you don't know it. They do. You don't.
What do they know?
That you're dead. They think you're dead. You're actually in the next dimension.
I know. But that's not...
You don't realize any time has passed. You just wake up like you
I know,
just went
that's
to bed.
not what I'm saying.
They think you're dead forever. Not coming ever back.
I know. But why...
How do I... is you, but you aren't there.
Okay. I see exactly what you're saying. So here's the question then. Baseline question. If I were to die, you would bury my body. Mm-hmm. Then my body would just be there. I'd be dead to you. Yeah. Would I immediately pop up in another universe because I've died on this earth?
Yeah. It's just...
Then how would the materials of my body move themselves into the other universe? Where is my other universe body created from?
Just like your other body was. You'd be birthed and born and gone through again.
So that sperm that's in the other universe...
Yeah, it's just the
which
other
went
universe.
Back through all those generations and just happened to be that particular one came from an entirely other universe?
It's not physically that sperm. It's a different version of you.
Then it's not me. It's a different person. So that's not me.
It's physically still you.
But your argument is that we are living like a separate life every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
which means
told
it's
you death.
Which means you living day to day.
Yes. When you're in this body.
Yeah.
Listen, when you're in this body, going to bed, waking up, different universe until you die. Once you die, you're put back in a different body. But you don't know anything. It's a fresh start.
But here's the thing.
It's just a different you.
Why is that particular sperm connected specifically to you
because
when you originally existed in another universe?
It's just a different universal you. It's just like you're being born again.
No, but think about how birth and sex and all that works.
I realize what you're saying. You're saying that specific egg, that specific sperm,
which went through all those generations. It's not like that sperm just came into existence. It had to be built up by all those different generations through millions of years. So how is that strand of timeline connected specifically to this person who happened to exist in this other universe before that?
I don't know. It's just the infinite universe thing.
So that's the question.
Is there. There's an infinite possibility of universes.
That's your answer
that
then.
Has to
you
exist.
don't know. That's your answer. You don't know.
But I'm going on for what you said.
I'm just saying that you don't have an answer, and that's satisfying.
I do have an answer.
No, you have an answer you don't know, and I respect that, because I don't know a lot of the shit that I don't know the answer to a lot of the questions that I have. But what I was asking you was what we just discussed, and the answer to that question was ultimately, I don't know.
What was
and
the
so
question
I'm satisfied.
Because I'm not. What was the question?
When there's a sperm I'm just going to explain this. Don't interrupt me, because I'm just going to be as specific as humanly fucking possible to try and get you to understand this.
No, I understand that. I want to know what the question
I
is.
want to make sure you understand
Give
this
me
to
the
the
goddamn
T.
question!
The
I
question
know
is
the thing!
the question is too complicated.
How?
Because you can't just say the question. You have to explain why it's a question.
I know why. You were asking specifically why is this egg and why is this sperm matching up to create all this after all these generations that have split up? Why is specifically they there to create this you?
Yeah. And you said, I don't know.
What I said was, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was going off of your infinite universe theory, so what I think I know is what I'm going off of. What could be a possibility. The infinite universe theory. So that universe has to exist because it's an infinite number of possibilities.
Yeah.
It's there, and it exists. So it's there.
Okay, so think about a web of universes. You got, like, they're attached by strings or something like that. How does it decide which universe to jump you to next? You know what I mean? Like, universe 3, you existed in universe 3, and then it decides... But what's pulling you? I don't think it's a decision.
I think it's kind of like how gravity works with planets.
What's pull?
Just like how our Earth is perfectly gravitated to circle the sun at perfect life.
But there's nothing to pull us out of this universe. We don't have a body to pull us out because our body on Earth is disintegrating. It's not literally pulling those materials and putting them somewhere else. So how is it getting those materials?
Subconscious,
but
your subconscious,
your subconscious is built up of explosions in your brain. Many explosions that just fire neutrons and electrons inside your brain. So it's not one like little battery that is your consciousness. No, it has to be a buildup of everything that is your brain.
I see what you're saying. So it's just the universe pulling all those atoms and electrons and molecules and just those things just that are naturally everywhere. It's just whatever's pulling that, the strongest that way.
So it's pulling that energy, is what you're saying?
Yeah, if you want to call it that.
But here's the problem with that. The energy, like literally the energy that leaves your brain, can be traced to giving energy, like the heat leaving your body and the CO2 and all that stuff, including your mind, can be traced to it physically like going into the ground, into the nutrients of Earth. So if I was buried and, say that happened, I decayed, and the nutrients, we saw the nutrients go and help, so we saw them left. That means they went into the Earth and not out into another universe. They're stuck in Earth to heal Earth.
But, no.
And they're not going away.
I see what you're saying. There are all those molecules and atoms and everything out in space in the universe. They had to come from out there, too. It's just concentrated on Earth, so eventually it's going to be pulled back, just like everything else is pulled everywhere else.
Why is it concentrated on Earth?
It's just got a stronger gravitational pull, and it can be there easier.
Not true. There are so many planets in our solar system that are 10 times our size, maybe even 100 times our size. Why isn't it pulling them rather than us? Why is it specifically focused on us?
Not... Okay, so I guess that would be the question to other life as well. Maybe there is other life on other planets that we just haven't found or been able to look for. And they're there too. Because this is a number of infinite universes and infinite planets and everything else. Maybe in another universe we live where there's life on every planet.
Well, yeah, but the question still remains... as to how
it just goes to the other universes. It's traveling universes.
But what goes to the other universes?
The electrons, atoms, particles, everything that is you.
They don't. They retreat into the Earth and the atmosphere around you. And
but you got to remember, the Earth travels. Everything travels in the universe with you at the same rate.
Yeah, but it's not going in a straight line like a different place every day. It's in a circle. It's in a pattern. You see what I'm saying? So if anything...
What is in a pattern?
The rotation of the Earth. It goes around the same rotation.
Yeah, just because it's hitting that rotation. And maybe and it is going out of rotation. It's getting farther away from the sun, actually.
But that's not because of us.
No, it's not. I never said it was. I'm saying it's the different universes it's going through. Just like you are.
What?
We're all going through different universes. Everything comes with us. We're all traveling The universe is.
But we're not... Okay.
Everything's coming with us. Everything.
Okay, then why is the universe expanding? And why is the expansion growing faster?
I guess we're going through the universe faster. I mean...
No, we're not moving. Literally, space itself is moving away from us faster and faster. And we're moving through it. Think about a balloon.
Wait, what do you mean by that? It would... How does that...
Think about...
The universe? What's the difference between a universe and space?
Because space is the universe.
Okay, then why are we arguing that?
Because you said...
It's an infinite number of universes, correct? That's what we're discussing.
Yeah, but why is our universe expanding? What's causing that? That's the thing. If gravity works the way you think it is, and gravity is...
infinite universes. The infinite doesn't ever stop. The universe doesn't ever stop.
What? That's not what we're saying.
No, you're just asking about...
No, we were talking about the expansion of the universe.
Yeah.
And you asked me how the universe is expanding around us or something like that, and so I was going to describe it to you. Basically, Galileo, with his telescope, looked up and studied the stars and found that they were moving apart in equal ways, and he looked around the sky and they were still moving apart. And then as we looked at it over the last 50 years, we noticed that they're moving apart quicker and quicker and quicker over time.
Yeah, I know the universe is expanding.
Yeah, so why? That's my question. If gravity works the way you think it does, and it affecting the planets and everything else is somehow a result of us colliding with universes, or something like that, like literally time being bent, and that's what creates gravity, if that's what you're saying, which is probably a logical explanation. If that is a thing, then why does gravity itself, why does gravity seem to be completely absent from the entirety of the universe itself? Why isn't gravity pulling everything closer and closer together?
So I see.
Why is it growing out?
Because just like there's more gravity in certain places than others. The moon has literally no gravity. Earth has a good amount of gravity. Mars has a little less than Earth, actually. It's not that bad.
So overall what you're saying is there's not enough gravity in the universe to contain the universe itself.
Yeah.
To affect... Okay, so why is it getting faster, like I said? Like, from the Big Bang, we can trace that it didn't literally explode, but it went like, and it expanded from there, and it's continuing to expand. But normally when something blows up or expands, it expands and it goes, and then it slows down. The expansion eventually slows down.
Maybe it will.
But ours isn't. It's not slowing down at all. That's the thing. A normal explosion would slow down at least a little bit. Ours literally went like this. It went... And it's just it's like a balloon. It's like the surface of a balloon getting wider.
Okay, maybe we just hit the middle of the Big Bang. Think about it. There's a time. Think about it as a grenade. So you throw a grenade, it's got a time, and then it explodes. And then just think about it. It's doing it in slow motion. So we've hit the explosion, and it's growing, and then it's just going.
But even the shrapnel from a grenade slows.
Yeah, it will stop, but we hit the middle. How do we know it's going faster?
That's a bad analogy, because
we didn't study this way, way, way back then. We didn't understand how
No, but your analogy is saying the shrapnel from a grenade, and that's not a thing, because it's like the shrapnel, I see what you're saying, it blows up and it goes really fast, and we can measure that it goes really fast, but it's not that the universe is growing at a fast rate, it's that it's growing twice as fast as each minute passes. It's growing faster. It grows twice its size, then 4 times, then 8, then 16. That's what I'm saying. Why is it expanding?
Maybe something to do with something in the center of our universe.
As far as we know, that's a black hole, which sucks in matter. So it should be sucking in the universe.
Where does that go? Where else? Because if you think about it, I like to think of a black hole as a funnel, because I believe that black holes are like time, kind of like the wormhole kind of thing. Because something's got to go in, but where does it go?
Yeah.
So what I just thought of is it gets sucked in, but it's being spit back out at the end. And so we think it's growing. It's just cycling through.
But we can literally measure that it's growing faster and faster as the years go on.
Maybe it's sucking more on. But we don't know
Why?
where it's...
Why is it
Maybe
sudden?
gravity's getting harder on it. Because it has to suck in more, because maybe it's sucking in a lot more than it was.
So when it sucks it in, it's just placing it elsewhere in the universe?
Yeah, it's got to go
So
somewhere.
why is it placing it out in the universe twice as fast, and why is it keep going like twice
Because
for
maybe, think about it, when, like, a vacuum, when you're sucking up, like, a little bit of dirt, it's, like, fast, it's, like, done, second. But if you try to suck up, like, a pile of dirt, it takes a little bit. So what if it's sucking up, like, a pile of universes at once that are close together? It's just working a little harder.
and it's just growing.
And it's just, when it's done sucking that big universe out, it spits it out of the side, and we think it's growing. Just like I said, where does it go?
So here's the thing. If that is true, here's the universe. We live on this plane. This flat line right here is our universe.
Alright.
So we have the black hole right here. Center of our universe. Black hole. Our universe is like the flat, Milky Way flat on this angle. So the gravity works in the black hole, and so it hooks it in here. So then there's theoretically a white hole, or another edge of a black hole, which we have no evidence for, but is theoretical, is coming out the bottom of this angle and spitting it back out like this, faster and faster and faster. So
well, maybe
will
not
it
like
be
a straight line, but it's like...
I see what you're saying. Like, if it's a circle, it's growing like bigger and bigger like that as it's returning. Like,
yeah.
Like, okay. So if that's a thing, then
it's infinitely creating universes.
So it's like it's literally just going through, and it's cycling, and it's forever cycling.
And it just creates new things.
So where did the Big Bang come into that time?
It was just maybe gravity finally working.
Was that when
maybe it wasn't even a bang. Maybe it was that
Well,
black
it's
hole.
just the expansion.
Maybe it was the gravity colliding in that area to create that black hole, and then that's the bang, and then shoved everything.
Maybe it's us finally entering the black hole and then escaping. So the last time we escaped the black hole, and the beginning as we knew it arised because we escaped out the other side like brand new, was 14 billion years ago. And now that the expansion's getting faster, we might be getting closer to it. And so it's just going to be...
And maybe that's the prediction of time ending.
Okay. So here comes the question, the ultimate question. Where did that structure of the universe come from? Who created that structure? How did that structure come into... Yeah. What created the absolute beginning of that black hole forming and starting gravity in the universe in the first place?
Just look up how our black holes form.
No, but I'm saying,
the answer.
When there was nothing. When there was absolutely nothing. There was no gravity to be manipulated for the black hole to take in the first place.
There's always something.
We don't know that.
We do.
We don't know what came before the Big Bang. As far as we know, it was nothing.
We're calling it nothing because we don't know.
We can theorize, though.
Because
we don't have evidence of anything.
We don't have evidence because we don't know. What was I goddamn gonna say?
We don't know about it because if we don't have evidence for it, we should say that we don't know. But I think what you're trying to say is we shouldn't automatically assume that it's nothing.
Yeah.
And I understand that.
We always have something. There's always something. There can never be nothing. Because even when we thought space was nothing, we found out it's a bunch of dark matter. So that's something.
Well, dark matter's theorized. We have no proof of it whatsoever. It's just our theory to explain... Dark matter is to explain gravity through our theories because... And then dark energy is what we use to explain
my point is
the expansion.
We have something. Might not be all the way true, but it's something. It's better than nothing, so we have something.
But the thing is...
We always have something.
Okay, here's the thing. We've only looked so far in the universe. We've only looked, like 93 million light years? Or maybe it's billion, I don't know. But the thing is, we haven't, as far as we know, explored all of the universe. So you can't literally say we know for a fact there is no such thing as nothing. Because somewhere out there might be a void 93 million more light years away.
A void is
That's
something.
Nothing. No, absolutely nothing. What I'm saying is we don't know if there's a patch of absolutely nothing somewhere out there. And we might never No, because
Maybe there isn't. Maybe it's going so fast that there is always something. So you can't ever catch up
what
with it.
created the something? That's the question.
Whatever creates a black hole. The whole point of this argument was there has to be something. We don't know what it is, but it was something.
Yeah.
And that's why we
but-
got the Big Bang Theory.
I know, but just between you and me, let's theorize what that something could have been. And I'm saying it couldn't
Whatever
have been...
causes black holes. Just look up whatever causes black holes, and that's the something that would have caused that black hole.
But the things that build up to create the black holes are products of another reaction called gravity.
I think it was maybe a star. And that's where we got the Big Bang, because it's the star exploding.
Where'd the star come from?
Whatever makes stars.
What makes stars are the
Hydrogen,
particles...
helium,
I know, but where did they
gravity.
come from?
They're just always there. They just
No,
never made...
you don't know
There's
that.
always a tiny picture. There's always something.
You don't know that. You can't say that for sure. That's
But
what
can
I'm
you
saying.
prove there is nothing?
No, because it's a negative. You can't disprove a negative.
How?
Because I can't prove to you that unicorns don't exist.
You can.
No, how?
There's no physical evidence ever.
Yeah, but then someone could just say, oh, we haven't found it yet, or it's invisible, or it's so rare that we haven't seen it yet. There's always that argument. I can't
But that's
legitimately
not a logical argument.
prove it is. That's a logical argument.
Saying it's invisible?
They can say you don't have evidence to prove this theory wrong.
Okay, I see what you're doing there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What did I even say?
I'm trying to backtrack. Okay.
There's always something and not nothing.
The things that make up the stars are helium and hydrogen and lithium, the three lightest elements, but we know for a fact that those particles came from the soupy, hot, really fucking hot mess that was the beginning of the universe as we know it. We know that those particles came from that initial explosion, or, well, we call it an explosion, it wasn't literally, it was just an expansion, but we can trace it literally back to that. We can do that. So my question is, what enticed or pushed or forced that explosion which created those elements to initially happen?
Maybe it was two elements we never found or we don't have any proof of.
That's a theory I could get behind. Some
It's
shit
just-
that's not in our spectrum.
Yeah,
that's
don't have
completely
any-
incomprehensible.
Yeah, maybe it's everywhere, but we don't even know it's there.
It's something completely different than we could even possibly imagine, that was more powerful than we could possibly imagine, that our universe could possibly imagine, and something happened to push us into existence from its
It's just
power.
whatever those compounds decided
Got
to make, and they made those, and then they're on.
Got it. That was a beautiful debate. That was beautiful. Let's go
It
fuck
also-
around in Walmart.
It also proves my thing that there's always something.
I guess so.
Nothing.
That's so weird.
We just haven't
It's so
found that something.
stupid to think about. But then there's always the question, what created those and what created those? If it's just
they're
an
there.
infinite... But that's...
The infinite possibilities.
How can it be there?
Just like you have infinite possibilities to create many things. They created,
But if you have infinite
they created
possibilities...
steel out of bronze.
I know,
And
but
they
then...
created, no, they created
Think about...
the steel.
I know what you mean.
Gold and silver. They found these
I
by
know.
using these.
Think about this though. If there are infinite universes out there, then there's a universe where there aren't infinite universes.
Then it doesn't exist.
Right? It's a
That
paradox.
universe won't exist.
It's a paradox. But then
There's
there has to
something
be
in
another...
nothing.
But there has to be another universe somewhere out there where that other universe is known to exist. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. There's always
So they can't
something.
cancel each other out.
They can, because that's something.
But then it won't exist, which won't follow the other theories of the other universes.
Exactly, and that's the other universe. It doesn't follow other universes' theories.
But it
There's-
should, because there's
It
an
doesn't
infinite...
have to,
There has to
because
be a
there's infinite
universe...
possibilities, and that's one of them.
Okay, but there has to be a universe out there where every rule applies then.
And there is, because that's one of the infinite. It
But
doesn't
we're
end.
not that. We're not in that. And that's why we can't tell.
Yeah.
God damn it.
What?
Just
Figured
with
out
the amount
laws of
of
life.
with the amount of thinking that we do, we could fuel a small city for 30 days.